see the starting lineups for both teams now, beginning with visiting Altitude FC. Number 1, Kelsey Fisher. Number 5, Joel Hack. Number 12, Chloe Van Shelter. Number 15, Avery Tulloch.
Test 1, test 2.
Number 17, Ava Ferreira. Number 21, Cassidy Anderson. Number 22, Sarah Kilby. Number 24, Sophia Peckerpot. Number 35, Paige Payne. And number 38, Aurora Hughes Goyette. The coach for F-Street is Anne Bernier.
We got 5 minutes now, and wait for this tournament.
And now the starting lineup for Nanaimo United FC. Starting goal number 23, Helena Ramirez. Number 2, Bronte Fitzsimmons. Number 4, Lauren Gray. Number 5, Ella Ashfield. Number 8, Raina Hagel. Number 9, Ruby Nicholas. Number 11, Ava Alexander. Number 14, Kate Reynolds. Number 17, Jensa Napier Vanley. Number 20, Liv Guild. And number 22, Jade Dillabo. Head coach for Nanaimo United FC is Bobby Taylor.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2 3 4. Ding dong, Nanaimo, it's me again. What's good, Nanaimo? It's me, Caleb Green. If you wanted someone competent for this match, I'm so sorry. I know I miss Alex doing these games. It's okay, I do too. But for some reason, he couldn't come in this season.
Your headgear, face the flag at the end of the pitch for our national anthem, O Canada.
Hello, one and all. Welcome to Kakinashuk Stadium in Nanaimo, British Columbia. We've officially crossed the halfway point of the L1BC season. Halfway through the year already. Where has the time gone? usual, I'm Caleb Green. Happy to have you here with us for round 9, the League 1BC season, as we are underway from Nanaimo. Both these teams are relatively short-handed. Nanaimo without a staple of their back line, Avery Henderson. Altitude without a good majority of their players. They're off at a tournament in the States. Key among them, Jada Thompson, currently leading League 1BC in goals with 7. Nanaimo's been very aggressive so far, as Altitude struggled to get big break, nearly had one there. As it rolls out of bounds and back to Altitude. Rolls out again and goes back to Nanaimo. It'll be a throw in for Olivia Guild, first time seeing her in a good bit. Chipped in by Nicholas. Fitzsimmons giving chase. She's currently tied for the league lead in yellow cards with 2. Here comes Fitzsimmons going right to the net, and she's denied by Kelsey Fisher. It'll be an early corner kick for Nanaimo. As a sea of humanity surrounds Altitude's lone goalkeeper on the day, Kelsey Fisher. Jensen Napier-Ganley to deliver the ball. Looking for the long ball, comes out nearly headed. Another chance now by Nicholas, who nearly puts it through the uprights. It'll be a goal kick for Kelsey Fisher as it remains scoreless. Here's Ella Ashfield. Nanaimo's been doing very well in terms of possession as it's scooped up by Fisher. This roster's really started to gel under head coach Bobby Taylor's system. They've earned points in 4 of their last 5 games. Altitude, conversely, has earned 3 points in every one of their games. They're the lone undefeated team left. The heavy favorites for the regular season title. But Nanaimo has taken down undefeated teams before. They did so 2 weeks ago against Unity FC. Edging out 2-1 decision off a late goal from Alex Paul, who's one of the subs tonight, as it's scooped up by Fisher. Rolls out of bounds. It goes back to Altitude. Ashfield able to chip it. Arms is also Zoel Apps as it rolls out of bounds again. Much like the last home game for Nanaimo, it's a great time to be a sports fan if you live near the Q District. As it goes off the top crossbar. Might have been tipped by Fisher. But it will be a corner kick all the same for Nanaimo. Into the 7th minute now. Ganley going for the long ball. Kept inside, comes back over Fitzsimmons, stopped by Fisher. Another chance, Altitude's able to get a clear. Nanaimo will regain possession, continuing to apply the pressure early in round 9 of the season. It'll be a throw-in for Aurora Hughes-Goyette. To my knowledge, the longest name in terms of letters and syllables in League 1 BC. So Zoel App sends it to the far side where the captain, Kira Kilby, has it taken away. Trying to get it over to Ruby Nicholas, but it's sent back out to center and out of bounds. Here's Fitzsimmons trying for the goal as it rolls just past Fisher and out of bounds. Goal kick coming for the Altitude goalkeeper. Another Altitude player looks to be in some discomfort. Looks like Ava Ferreira. Comes back to Nanaimo off an errant kick. Good chance now. Here comes Avery Tulloch coming in from the far side and sent well out of bounds. A corner kick for Avery Tulloch. Third one on the game, first one for Altitude as they look to get the first goal. Out comes Ramirez to make the save. Nanaimo able to get another clear, forcing Altitude to reset. Nearly taken away by Hughes-Goyette. Ruby Nicholas able to get a clear. Reynolds tries to push it out of bounds, and it goes just through the goal mouth. That'll be a goal kick for Milena Ramirez. Nicholas. Lose it. Thrown by Hughes Goyette. Gotten over to Fitzsimmons. As it rolls out of bounds. They tried to get it off of Nicholas, but they couldn't quite do it. Throw in to Fitzsimmons, who sends it up. He stays in bounds. Forcing Eva Ferreira to babysit. Fisher sends it back to Hughes Goyette. Ruby Nicholas giving chase. Trying to steal it back as she gets tripped up. The wall begins to form. It's Jensen Napier-Ganley who currently has the ball. She can either fling it right on net, drop it back to a teammate. Altitude likely expecting the former. But it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Here we go. Long ball from Napier-Ganley. And not quite the results that they want. Here comes Paige Payne trying to get it. Joined by Hughes Goyette. Payne trying to stay with it. Curls, comes back over. Hughes Goyette swings it through the goal mouth. And it's ruled offsides. Nanaimo dodging a bullet there as it remains scoreless. Sent ahead by Ramirez. Ferreira back pedals, gotten over to Zoelle Apps. Fitzsimmons. Then back in, out comes Fisher to play it. Here's Ferreira. Back across to Apps, who chips it out to center. Sheila Rasul on the far side. Able to get loose. It's blocked, picked back up by Sophia Peckinpah. Peckinpah with a shot. That's gently picked up by Ramirez. Going for the long ball. Perhaps auditioning for the Iowa Hawkeyes as it rolls beyond the line. Never thought you'd hear Brian Ferentz catching strays in a soccer game, but here we are. Sent ahead now for Paige Payne, but it's well blown dead. Nanaimo gently walking it to center. Ashfield tries to stay with it. And it's taken away by Altitude. Headed back in. Alexander tries to get to it. Now there could be trouble on the far side. And it's taken away by Raina Hagel. Then promptly sent out of bounds. Ashfield trying to keep it in. Nearly had it forfeit Simmons, who now gives chase. App's able to corral it. Altitude setting up the triangle as they get it over to Hughes Goyette on the near side. Avery Tulloch tries to win the race to it, but it rolls out of bounds. It's a goal kick for Ramirez as Altitude's wishes remain unfulfilled. In the 18th minute now, both teams still scoreless. Ashfield. Sends it over to Guild. Looking ahead now, Jade Dilbo. She scored in the last home game against Unity. Tries to keep it in bounds, but it touches her last. It's a goal kick, I believe, for Kelsey Fisher. Kept inside, forcing Altitude to reset again. Got the makings of a draw here. As Anderson chips it back. Ball from Ramirez. Dilabo guns it, tries to stay with it. Gets possession, trying to keep it in bounds. She takes a fall on the way. Great effort there by Dilabo, sacrificing the body to give Nanaimo a chance. Jensen, Napier, Ganley, and Bronte Fitzsimmons waiting near the ball. Both of them have goals on the year. Fitzsimmons in particular scored the game-winning goal earlier in the season against Kamloops. Napier, Ganley. Swing to the front of the net. And just kept out. It rolls beyond the goal line. Taken away by Dillabo. Alexander battling for it. They've got Nicholas on the far side. Makes a nice move, trying to get in front. Nicholas has it taken away. Here comes Altitude on the counterattack. And it's nipped in the bud nice and early. It's Simmons. Does a cartwheel. Dillabo gets tripped up. She looks to be in some discomfort. Still not getting up as play resumes. Paige Payne on the near side. Battling with Olivia Gill, making her first start in a good bit. Going towards the net and scooped up by Ramirez. A one-handed, death-defying save by the Nanaimo goalkeeper. Like Captain America lifting Mjolnir. Kilby, overseeing the chessboard for Altitude. She currently leads League 1BC in assists. And an ill-timed miscue there by Chloe Van Schalkwyk. By Guild. Taken right back by Payne. Back over to Van Schalkwyk. Not quite kept in bounds. It goes back to Nanaimo. How is it already June? Fitzsimmons breaks out of it. Van Schalkwyk takes it back. Ashfield chipped on the near side. It can't quite stay in bounds. Stop me if you've heard this before. The wall's beginning to form. And it has stopped forming. Guild with it near center. Goes for the long ball as the sea of bodies descends. Nicholas nearly had it. And it's sent back out to center. There's a dog in the bleachers who isn't too happy about that. Taken away by Fitzsimmons. And this could be trouble. At least it looked like it was going to be for a bit, but Ramirez says it's okay, calm down. Taken right back by Payne. Sent ahead now for Kiara Kilby, who loses it. Back over to Fitzsimmons. Taken right back by Tulloch. Napier Ganley on it now. Comes back over to Hagel, who chips it to the far side. Nicholas waiting with it. And gently dumped back in for Fisher. For a scoreless game, it's been intense so far as we enter the 28th minute. And Altitude's depleted roster so far, coming back to bite them. Chipped back out. Ferreira forced to retreat. Sent back across to Zoel Apps. Looking for Paige Payne on the near side. She tries to stay with it. Olivia Guild tries to break it up. Payne tries to get loose. Takes it back. Sent over now to Van Schalkwyk, who gets pushed out. Nanaimo saying it rolls out of bounds. And it does. Into the 30th minute now. Still a scoreless tie. Poked up by Nicholas. Altitude retains possession. Good block there by Ashfield. Dillabeau now applying pressure as it comes back to Van Schalkwyk. Anderson gets it back as it rolls beyond the goal line. Comes Kiara Kilby ahead as it rolls out of bounds. Rolls out. Altitude gets it back. Clock seems to have stopped in 30 minutes as Nanaimo gets it back. Nearing the 33rd minute now. Chipped off of Hughes Goyette. Kilby tries to stay with it. Nearly had Payne, but it rolls out of bounds. Clock has resumed now. Those actually at the game, so you no longer have to rely on watching the live stream to know what's happening. Nanaimo slowly creeping their way up the pitch. Trying to get the game's first goal as Ashfield gets it back. Nearly had Jay Dillabo, but it rolls beyond the goal line. Here's Zaps on the far side. Alexander tries to get it, but it rolls out of bounds. No whistles coming. Nanaimo able to stay with it. Paige Payne can't quite hold on to it, and it goes back to Nanaimo. I'd like to take this time to thank some of our club sponsors, all of which have been with us since our first year. Ramsey Lampman Rhodes Lawyers, Vancouver Islands Lawyers, and our lead sponsor, O'Neill's, the official team supplier, keeping NUFC looking sharp for more than 7 years. Now here comes Alexander, who's just going to dump it towards Fisher. Wildwood Health, our club athletic therapy partners. Rehabilitation, sport performance, personal training, pediatrics, gearing you up for all of life's adventures. Junk in Our Trunk, the official sponsor of our practice kit. Your top choice for junk removal and moving services on Vancouver Island, as there could be trouble up the far side. Taken back, sent out of bounds. Seaview Home and Auto Glass, the official sponsor of our youth supporters, making it possible for our youth to come out and support NUFC. Martin Velson Real Estate Team, helping West Coast buyers and sellers achieve more wealth through real estate since 1993, and Footprint Security, providing the highest level of service and security expertise to Vancouver Island for 40 years. Note to self, wait until halftime to do an ad read. Not while play is happening. It'll be trouble now. Here comes Kiara Kilby coming in and poked out. Hagel chips it out to Alexander, who's able to stay with it. Back over now, Alexander. Looking for Dillabo, who nearly trips. Bronte Fitzsimmons gets called off. They're debating whether it's going to be called a goal. Perhaps they're looking to see if it's offsides, and so far, it will not count. Nearly a backbreaker for Nanaimo, but instead it remains scoreless. Fitzsimmons tries to stay with it. Chip back out, Nanaimo getting some much needed time to rest. But they won't rest for long, as Altitude immediately going to go right back on the offensive. Now a chance for Nanaimo. Long towards the net, goes well over. Into a spare net, but that's well beyond the boundary. To my knowledge, that will not count for anything, but you never know. Sends it ahead. Payne able to corral it. Nearing the 41st minute now, both teams still scoreless. Ferreira drops it back. Apps chips it in. And it's sent right back out. Headed down by Reynolds as it rolls out of bounds. Alexander has it blocked. Nicholas able to corral it. Sent back over to Guild. Now to Ramirez. Good number of fans for both teams have arrived. Always nice to see people come out here on this lovely Saturday afternoon to enjoy the beautiful game, regardless of their affiliation. Can't imagine much will be added in terms of additional time. Entering the 43rd minute now. It remains scoreless. And there's another injured altitude player. Let's hope she's all right. I believe Avery Tulloch, the midfielder.
I heard, bro. I know, bro. But we all gotta go early so we can wear our kits for warm up, bro.
Tulloch does seem to be okay, but I would not be surprised if we don't hear from her. Play has resumed. It remains scoreless. Nearing the end of the first half. Nicholas. Guild able to evade it as Alexander dumps it in. Or Napier Ganley, excuse me. Somewhat hard to tell. You know, with the long hair obscuring the numbers and combined with the numbers being relatively low contrast compared to the rest of the uniforms as it rolls out of bounds and back to Nanaimo. Or is that just an excuse for me being bad at my job? I'll let you be the judge of that. Kilby tries to chip it in. Minimum of 2 minutes will be added to the end of the first half. Plenty of time for either team to blink first. But neither team has conceded a goal so far through the first 45, and I don't expect them to start now. Rolls beyond the line again. It'll go back to Nanaimo. And that's all she wrote for the first half. Still scoreless through 45. Both Milena Ramirez and Kelsey Fisher have remained spotless so far.
Stadium in Nanaimo and beautiful Sonoma territory. 0-0 between Nanaimo United FC.
We'd like to take this time to thank some of our club sponsors, all which have been with us since our first year. RLR Lawyers, our lead sponsor. Ramsey Lentman Rhodes Lawyers, our Vancouver Islands Lawyers. O'Neill's, the official team supplier, keeping NUFC looking sharp for more than 7 years. Wildwood Health, rehabilitation, sport performance, personal training, and pediatrics, gearing you up for all of life's adventures. Junk in Our Trunk, your top choice for junk removal and moving services on Vancouver Island. Seaview Home and Auto Glass, making it possible for our youth to come out and support NUFC. Martin Velson Real Estate Team, helping West Coast buyers and sellers achieve more wealth through real estate since 1993. Footprint Security, security services, providing the highest level of security and service to Vancouver Island for 40 years. Alongside our official club partners, Wolf Brewing, Nanaimo Track and Field, the VIU Mariners, and the Nanaimo News Bulletin, as well as the Jingle Pot Pub. We'd also like to acknowledge the following league partners: Gatorade, Rehydrate, Replenish, Refuel. The Cruyff Institute, educating athletes, sport, and business professionals to become leaders in sport management. Derby Star, the official ball of the Canadian Premier League and the preferred match ball for League 1BC. Hummel, our official apparel partner. The Canadian Premier League, where Canadian soccer takes flight. One Soccer, the home of soccer in Canada. Join the movement and watch every CPL and Canadian national team match from any device. And BC Soccer, encouraging us all to play, inspire, and unite. Second half coming up in just a bit. 15 minutes and 1 hot dog later, we're back in action at Kakenishuk. Nanaimo going from right to left now, altitude the opposite. Both teams scoreless through 45. This is not an ideal situation if you're in Nanaimo. The corner kick from the far side as altitude looks to break the ice. Kick on the way as the walls begin to close in. It's headed up and it just curls inside the post! Nicholas trying to stay with it as it's chipped back out to center. Another chance now as it rolls beyond the line. Sheila Rasul nearly had altitude's second goal. And it's the defender Zoel Apps who gets the first goal of the game. Now another corner kick coming from the same spot. Altitude hoping for the same result. And it's just kept out. Anderson tries to stay with it as it goes off of Ashfield. Now a chance tipped up by Ramirez.
Nanaimo United substitutions at the half. Exiting the game, number 20, Liz Guild. Number 17, Jensen Ganley. Entering the game for Nanaimo United, number 13, Mary Nichols. And number 21, Jada Cameron.
Jada Cameron checks into the game for the first time. She recently committed to VIU as it's headed back out. Rolls out of bounds again. Nanaimo starting to fall apart here. No chance now as Ramirez picks it up. Here's Hagel. Back over for Gray. And it's taken away. In comes Peckinpah with a shot that's scooped up by Ramirez. Dillabo couldn't quite win the race to it as it's chipped out to center. Floyd Van Schalkwijk goes for a stroll and kicks it out of bounds. Anderson takes it back over to Tulloch. Alexander giving chase as it comes back over to Apps. Who has the game's lone goal so far. Back over to Van Schalkwijk, who gets tripped up. No calls coming as it's chipped back out to center and over to Fisher. Goes off of Hagel. Altitude looking to double their lead. Chip back out. Comes back over to Zoel Apps. Passing lane taken away by Ashfield. Dillabo tries to stay with it. Anderson. On the far side, now it's Ruby Nicholas. Nicholas tries to swing it ahead. Fitzsimmons giving chase as it rolls out of bounds. Back in, Dillabo hustling after it as it rolls out of bounds again. Nanaimo retains it, and they're starting to apply a lot more pressure now. Fitzsimmons tries to get it. As it clears the fence, rolls onto the nearby hill. Thrown in by Hagel. Alexander tries to get it as it's chipped back out. Could be trouble, but Ramirez sends it back. Quite a bit of backspin on it as it gets through the legs of Jada Cameraman. Recently committed to VIU. She won't be too far from home. Plenty of VIU Mariners on this Nanaimo roster. Caden Thorpe and Jay Dillabo among them, just to name a few. Another corner kick coming. As Altitude looks to increase their lead, they instead check it down to Paige Payne, who swings it to the net. Comes back over to Van Schalkwijk, who's able to shake off Fitzsimmons, but it rolls beyond the goal line. Dillabo trying to escape. Over now to Ashfield. Sent ahead now for cameraman, who loses it. Ferrero chips it back. Shot blocked there. Trickles through the defense, but Ramirez is able to calm things down. Entering the 58th minute now. Zoel Apps so far has the lone goal of the game, and it comes in favor of Altitude. Goes back to Nanaimo. It'll be a throw-in for Raina Hagel. He's able to stay with it. Looks like it might have gone out of bounds. Dillabo trying to send it ahead. Comes back out to center. Off the chest of Kelby, who leads the league in assists. Picked up by Ramirez. Now Nanaimo has a chance to reset. Dillabo able to get loose. It's picked off by Zoel Apps, who has the game's lone goal so far. But that could change pretty quick. Nearly gotten over to Paige Payne. It's kept in bounds. Van Schalkwijk back pedals. Here's Ferreira. Sent down by Nicholas. Nicholas chips it ahead and sent back over to Fisher. And it goes back to Nanaimo. Be a kick for Fitzsimmons as she tries to tie the game. Fitzsimmons going for the long ball, and it rolls well beyond the line. Apps, the lone goal scorer today. Then Shelquick sends it back to Apps. At to center now. And into the hands of Ramirez. Ashfield tries to stay with it. Gray. Reynolds takes a stroll. Chips it back in. Fitzsimmons has room to run here. Out comes Fisher, who sends it well beyond the line. And Nicholas gets taken down. Another free kick this time coming from the far side. Nicholas waits with the ball. Nanaimo looking to tie it here. Nicholas. Kick on the way, swung towards the net and into the hands of Kelsey Fisher. Hagel gets it back for Nanaimo. Great move there by Cameraman. As she sends it on the far side, intended for Nicholas. Gets tripped up, it rolls out of bounds, Altitude gets it back. Rolls beyond the line. It'll be a goal kick for Ramirez. Hagel chips it ahead. Alex Paul running after it now. Fisher sends it across. Paul still giving chase. She scored the game winner against Unity earlier in the season. As Nicholas gets tripped up. It'll go back to Altitude. And Nanaimo is furious.
Nanaimo United FC substitution. Entering the game number 11, Ada Alexander. Entering the game number 16, Alex Paul. Also exiting the game, number 22, Jay Bilbo. Entering the game, number 18, Emma Thornton.
Pulls off of Nicholas and it goes back to Altitude. Altitude currently unbeaten, untied on the year. And they look to maintain that form as they hold on to a 1-0 lead against Nanaimo. Picked up by Ramirez. There she goes for the long ball. Back to center. Lands at the feet of Van Schalkwyk. And it's taken away by Alex Paul. Nanaimo could have something here. Paul trying to get loose. Trying to get it back over to Fitzsimmons. Instead, now it's Hagel, who has it for a moment and it's chipped back out to Ramirez. And back ahead. Paul tries to stay with it. It goes off of Paul. That's something that could come back to bite Nanaimo as Altitude regains possession. Out of bounds again, and it'll go back to Nanaimo.
Game number 35, Kate Kane. Into the game number 2, Lauren Allison.
There's a blown coverage and taken away. Comes back over. Cameraman blows a tire. Now a chance for Altitude. Cameraman trying to pitch in. Good job. Anderson has it blocked. Now a chance for Nanaimo. See Alex Paul with a good amount of ground as she heads it. Kicked out of bounds. It goes back to Nanaimo, and they've got a chance to tie. Paul back over to Hagel. Sent over to Fitzsimmons. Cameraman trying to stay with it. On the far side, it's Ruby Nicholas. Makes a nice move. Works her way in, and it's scooped up by Kelsey Fisher. Sent up by Fisher. Didn't have enough distance, but it had enough. Picked up by Ramirez. That's Paul racing to the far side, but she can't get there fast enough. "70 minutes gone by. It remains a 1-0 Altitude lead off a goal early in the second half from the defender, Zoel Apps. Both teams trading chances so far. But none of the recent ones have borne fruit. Sent out of bounds, it goes back to Nanaimo. Sent up. Now Fitzsimmons has a chance. Here's Bronte Fitzsimmons. Sends it across. Alex Paul sends it back over. Hagel. Now here's Thornton. Between the legs of Van Schalkwyk. Hagel gets it back. Trying to swing it to the front of the net and it's tipped wide. Ruby Nicholas hustling now after it. Able to stay with it. Comes back over to Paul. Chipped back out. Nicholas swings it to the near side. Comes back over to Hagel. Hagel has it blocked as it's chipped out to center. Kept in bounds. Now a chance for altitude the other way. You see there the recent sub, Lauren Alexson. Sending it across to Kira Kilby. Here's Tulloch. Back over to Apps. Lone goal scorer so far today. Alex Paul nearly had it. Altitude just playing catch at center. On the near side's Lauren Alexson. Alexson looking for the header. And it goes well over the head of Kira Kilby. Still kept in bounds. Sent to the far side for Nicholas. Long to the front of the net, and it's picked up by Ramirez. If you're still in the mood for more League 1BC action, fear not. We've got the men's match starting in just a few minutes. If that doesn't quite satisfy your palate, fear not. The Nanaimo Night Owls start game 2 of their series against the Wenatchee Apple Sox later tonight. Somehow kept in bounds as Alex Paul takes a tumble. Here's a chance now for Nanaimo. Kick on the way. Headed back out. Fitzsimmons gonna swing it towards the net. It goes well beyond the goal line. Nicholas giving chase as she sends it out of bounds. Comes back over to Nicholas as she tries to stay with it. Goes beyond the line again.
Nanaimo United FC substitution, exiting the game number 8, Ryan Hagel, entering game number 10, Mason Jolly.
Marina Hagel's out of the game. Mason Jolly taking her place. First time seeing her at Kakinishuk this year. And Fitzsimmons takes a tumble. Might have had a spare bit of turf in her cleats or something. Either way, play won't be stopped for now. Cameron tips it in back over Alex Paul. Cassidy Anderson bringing it out for altitude. To head now, this could get ugly. She scores! Nanaimo now in a 2-goal hole as they look to end Altitude's winning streak. Now immediately on the counterattack, Nicholas tried to get it over to Fitzsimmons, but it rolls beyond the goal line. By Thornton. Comes back over to Ferreira. Alex Paul. Couldn't quite find someone. Now there's an altitude rush the other way. Nicholas earns it back. Cameron back over to Nicholas. Looking ahead for Fitzsimmons, who gets tripped up on her way. No calls coming. Mary Nichols loses it.
Goal scored in the 79th minute by number 33, Alex Friedman.
A shot swung on net. Ramirez able to make the save. Simmons. Trips up Boogmans, who scored Altitude's most recent goal. And Boogmans herself takes a tumble. Might be a bit of embellishment there. Kept inside by Van Schalkwyk. Nearly 3-0 there. Another chance now. Right in front, they score! Or do they? No, they don't. It's called offsides. It remains 2-0 Altitude. Kiera Kilby nearly had the backbreaker.
Altitude FC substitutions. Exiting the game, number 12, Corey Van Schalkwyk, and number 16, Sheila Razul. Entering the game, number 14, Jane Brooks, and number 32, Brooke Burney.
Goal kick coming from Ramirez. It trickles beyond the boundary again. It goes back to Nanaimo. They've got to show a lot more urgency if they want to tie it and potentially take the lead. It remains with Nanaimo. A rough pass there from Thornton. Headed back down by Brooke Burney, the recent Altitude sub. Off of Kilby, not a bounce. Will be a throw-in for Mason Jolly. Side for Thornton, taken away by Cassidy Anderson. Here's Jane Brooks looking ahead. Now Anderson swings it on net, but it goes beyond that right post. Goal kick from Ramirez, didn't have much elevation. Chipped in by Ashfield. Here comes Alexson. Along to the far side. Here's Jane Brooks. Tries another shot that goes up and over the top post. Another corner kick coming for Altitude as they look to blow it wide open. Corner kick coming from the far side. Going up, and it just trickles in. Another bad bounce for Nanaimo, and it's 3-0. For Nanaimo, the road to victory is as steep as they come. First year of League 1BC without the traditional playoff format. instead operating much like the EPL and other high-tier leagues in Europe, where the team that finishes with the most points at the end of the season is declared champion.
Altitude FC goal scored in the 85th minute by number 21, Cassidy Anderson.
Altitude currently has the most points, so picking up 3 more against Nanaimo would give them major ground in clinching an outright title. And of course, with League 1BC being directly affiliated with CONCACAF, there are massive international implications. Given what this team has done so far in League 1BC, would not be surprised at all to see them make noise on an international level. Tulloch makes a nice move.
Altitude FC substitution.
Anderson chips it back in. She's got Altitude's most recent goal so far. Alexson tries to chip it in. Comes back over to Brooke Burney. Kept down by Ferreira. Here's Burney. Anderson on the far side gets it back. Joelle Apps, who scored Altitude's first goal today. All 3 of their goals have come at various stages in the second half. Great poke there by Mason Jolly. Nearing the end of regulation. If I had to make a guess, I'd say probably 2 or 3 minutes of extra time will be added, assuming that it's added at all. Nicholas takes a big hit there that comes back out to center. Drop back for Thornton, who loses it. Naomi Gasol able to maneuver around her as it rolls beyond the goal line out of play.
Fourth official has indicated a minimum of 3 minutes will be added on.
And look at that, I'm right on the money. 3 minutes added time. Will be another corner kick, this time from the near side. It's Avery Tulloch. Kick is away as the walls close in. It's kept out. Ruby Nicholas trying to get loose. She does. Looking ahead for Alex Paul as it's chipped back in. Beyond the line again, the immediate goal kick coming there from Ramirez. Over the head of Nicholas as it's chipped back in. Nicholas sends it ahead. Alex Paul swings it to the front of the net as it's corralled by Bernie. Thornton able to win it back. But Bernie breaks free. Sent on the near side to Alexson. Goes behind Cassidy Anderson. Back to Fitzsimmons. Now Ashfield has it blocked by Ferreira. Sent beyond the line. And one last chance for Nanaimo. Immediately thrown in. Jet back out. That will, in essence, end it. Sent back ahead. Off the head of Alexson. Tulloch sends it to the far side. Place where Altitude's had most of their success, and they've got quite a bit of success here today. 3-0 their victory over Nanaimo. And they gain much needed ground in the title race.
Altitude FC 3, Nanaimo United FC 0. Fans, we thank you so much for joining us at the Kinnish Stadium for League 1BC Soccer. Reminder, we do have our men's match coming up in about 35 minutes. Also let you know our next home game taking place here on Saturday, July the 5th versus Vancouver Rise FC and the Whitecaps Academy.
We'd like to take this time to thank some of our club sponsors, all of which have been with us since our first year. Ramsey Lampman Rhodes Lawyers, Vancouver Islands Lawyers, and our lead sponsor. O'Neill's, our official team supplier, keeping NUFC looking sharp for more than 7 years. Wildwood Health, our club athletic therapy partners. Rehabilitation, sport performance, personal training, pediatrics. Gearing you up for all of life's adventures. Junk in Our Trunk, the official sponsor of our practice kit. Your top choice for junk removal and moving services on Vancouver Island. Seaview Home and Auto Glass, making it possible for our youth to come out and support NUFC. Martin Velson Real Estate Team, our field sponsor, helping West Coast buyers and sellers achieve more wealth through real estate since 1993. And Footprint Security, providing the highest level of service and security expertise to Vancouver Island for 40 years. We'd also like to thank our club partners, Wolf Brewing, Nanaimo Track and Field, VIU Mariners Athletics and Recreation, Nanaimo News Bulletin, and the Jingle Pot Pub. We'd also like to acknowledge the following league partners: Gatorade, Rehydrate, Replenish, Refuel. The Cruyff Institute, educating athletes, sport, and business professionals to become leaders in sport management. Derby Star, the official ball of the Canadian Premier League and the preferred match ball for League 1BC. Hummel, the official apparel partner of League 1BC. The Canadian Premier League, where Canadian soccer takes flight. One Soccer is the home of soccer in Canada. Join the movement and watch every CPL and Canadian national team match from any device. And BC Soccer, encouraging us all to play, inspire, and unite. Men's match coming up in just a